It's who I am. Get used to it. Fear the assassin with no master. Try to keep up. Quick and deadly. Feel me now? Oh, you're gonna bleed. Let's have some fun.
Hey guys, welcome back to a new video. Today I'll show you how to play Akali. Skill sequence is Q max into E for the damage and mobility, and then W last because the cooldown stays the same at all ranks. Put points into your ultimate whenever possible, as this is the best assassination ability. Alright guys, we will be starting out with the Q on Akali, so that is a main, poking and wave clearing ability. It is an AoE ability, and if you hit an enemy champion at the edge, then they will also be briefly slowed. Akali's passive, so whenever you hit an enemy champion with an ability guys, then a ring will form around them. And if you walk towards the edge of the ring, then your next basic attack will become empowered. It deals more damage and you also get double the range. And a lot of Akali's damage is placed within that passive, so it's very important that you make use of that during fights. Early game on Akali is very rough. She's a melee champion and usually face range 1, so Drawn Shield is very good starting item on Akali because it helps against all that poke, because you get that extra healing. Level 2, you take that W guys, the Shroud. What it does is that when you step inside it, then it makes you invisible. And when you attack something, then you become briefly visible and then you go invisible again. So this is what keeps Akali safe during fights. This is what you really need when you trade with people, because they won't be able to target you. And the new change here guys is that your W now also instantly gives you 80 energy when you use it. You don't have to be inside it, and then it also regens your energy. So in order for you to use a lot of different combos and such, then you really need that W right now, because they have made it so Akali is more reliant on that W. Here you guys, also another change. First part makes you dash backwards and then mark the target, and then the second part will make it so you dash toward the target. Now both instances deal damage guys, but they have made it so the second part where you dash towards the target guys, a lot of your damage is placed in that second part of your E right now. So it means that previously you just used that ability to gap close with, maybe to a minion or your Shroud. But right now you really need to hit that second part of your E, because a lot of your burst damage is within that ability. Of course, remember you can also attack your Shroud with that E so you can dash back to it. You can also tag an enemy champion who's teleporting, and then you can follow them across the map with the second part of your E. So it has a lot of different uses. And usually when you start fighting people, then if it's a ranged champion, you usually want 3 levels first, so you have all your basic abilities, but into a melee champion you can already start trading level 1 guys. What's very important is that get as many passive procs as possible, because a lot of your damage is in that passive right there, and if you don't, then you're going to lose out. But yeah, they have basically made it so Akali is super strong again, so that's why a lot of people are picking her up, especially in the highest ladder. So definitely a very good champion to play right now, but she's also very hard, so it takes a lot of games before you can really master her kit. Now when you want to fight someone, of course you bait out the main CC abilities out and such, and then you try to look for an engage with that E, guys. Because the main problem right now is gap closing. When you have an ultimate up, then we won't have any issues there, but onto that it's going to be very hard. Oh, Hannah's W is so annoying. It has like such a big zone, and the range is also pretty insane. Yeah, that's why we have drawn shields, so it's gonna help a lot with that. We get some extra sustain there, so it's not too bad. And if you're playing a lane, another lane where you get poked a lot, then you can also get fleet footwork. That gives you even more sustain. But now we have the ultimate up, so now we can look for assassinations. So that's also a ability that can be recasted. So the first part is also another dash that you can use on an enemy champion to get within range, and then the second part is the execution ability that deals a lot of damage. That's the one you want to make sure that you hit, guys. Of course, a lot of burst damage is within that ability. When you go for this all-ins, you want to make sure that you use this as late as possible for maximum damage. And it does deal damage based on the missing health, the second part, guys, so that's why you want to be using that at the end, or as late as possible. And this champion actually spikes really hard when you get level 6, that's like a big power spike, but otherwise when you get your first core item, which in this game is the Night Harvester, that's also another really huge spike. That's a very risky dragon to take, but yeah, set jungle, so Riot is trying to buff a lot of off-meta jungle champions like Zed and Darius and Garen, so that's why a lot of people are picking that up right now, trying to make it work. Okay, that's a weird flash. I don't know why he flashed right there, but that's good for us. So when we have our ultimate up, then we can look for another kill. Now, an easy way to engage with the ultimate, guys, is that you cancel the first part of your ultimate with your E. So when the animation starts with the dashing, then you cancel it with your E so you can tag the enemy champion, guys. And then you have a guaranteed gap closer. Then you can finish them off with the second part of your ultimate. Now your W shot, guys, it is invisibility, so control wards and such will not be able to reveal you. The only thing that can reveal you, guys, is the two-side abilities. And that's for example a Twisted Fate's ultimate or a Fizz ultimate if he attacks you with the shock. Those will reveal you, so keep that in mind if you play against him. Otherwise, the point of this champion is that you constantly go in and out of fights with that W, and then once they're low enough HP, that's when you go for the execution. Bot lane is struggling quite a bit, so we need to path towards their lane soon. Early tier 2 boots can be really good, especially if we play against a skill shot reliant champion like a Brand. It's easier for us to maneuver around and make sure we don't get hit. And of course it also helps with the gap closing because you have more movement speed. It's actually always good to just get the boots early on, so after you get that Hextech alternator, then you can go for the tier 2 boots.
Let's have some fun.
Yeah, it can be a little hard to hit that E if
Just the way I like it.
they're running away. Sometimes you can also just flash and then E, so make sure that you tag them. But the most reliable way of hitting it is the first part of your ultimate into first part of your E. That's what a lot of Akali mains do,
I'm right here.
because it's a guaranteed gap closer. Wow, they have a fed Twitch, that's not good because they have a Yumi, so their scaling is just incredible.
Magic's fine. Steel's better.
I want to pass towards the bottom side here and maybe we can pick up a kill on Twitch. I want Tristana to bait them out though, so he uses his Q stealth first.
The Fist of Shadow is my man. I do things differently. Better run, Twitch.
Oh wow, okay. I went in a bit too early here, so we missed the kill, but I was also scared that Tristana would get bursted down. He was a little bit too much overextended. Go ahead and get the blasting wand here, so we start building towards that first core item. That is the best mythic item on Akali right now, out of Rocket Build and the Night Harvester, because it gives you a lot of mobility, burst damage, and you also get that ability haste. That's great for maneuvering around the fights and such, because Rocket Build active is only a one-time mobility thing. Night Harvester is different for each champion, right? So you get a lot more mobility in fights if you hit multiple people, so
Too fast. Too good.
it helps a lot when it comes to chasing down targets. Wow, both the lanes are struggling a lot this game here. Kael's lane will be a lot easier once she
Channel it.
gets a few more levels, especially from level 11. Should already be fine from level 6 though, so I'm not sure what's happening top side. But yeah, we have a really hard scaling team composition with a Master Yi and a Kael top, so we just have to
Depends how we feel.
call it out. And then we also have some early game power with the Tristana and Akali. So, like a basic way to engage guys.
That one was messy.
When you have that ultimate, then you'd really want to make
Kunai.
use of it, look for kills anywhere on the map. Because every single time you use that ultimate, then the enemy champion should either burn their summoners or you should get the kill. That's how you want to use that ultimate. If you burn their summoners, then the next all-in will be a free kill. Still don't have enough for the Night Harvester though, that's the problem.
It's not about the
There's not really any point in us spacing right now since we can't buy anything, then we would have to sell the refillable. Not really worth it, so I can look for another roam here and hopefully get a kill this time. Assassins are really good at roaming, guys. Oh, he did move up this time, nice. Now we should be able to secure the kill, and he also has a bounty on him. I'm just gonna flash in here to make sure that he actually dies, and we got a huge 700 gold bounty. There we go, so we failed the first two roams, guys, but we just keep roaming. And that means that we're actually insanely fed right now. We got a massive bounty and 2 kills. Eddie. Now I had to burn my ultimate to get the kill. The reason I waited is because his shadow was still up, so if I engaged onto him, then he could just go onto his shadow. I missed my E, so now I had to waste my ultimate to get the kill. But now we got 3 kills just from that drone alone here, so now we can get the core item. Now our burst damage will just be ridiculous. And this is why Akali really starts coming online, guys, in the early mid game. Finishing that first item here, and then of course if you have a lot of Dark Seal stacks, then you can also upgrade that to the mid ice. If you don't, then you can just sell it later on when you need another item. That wave is in a really bad spot, but I can't really do anything about it because I don't see the enemy jungler. I also want to reset ASAP, so now I upgrade to the mid ice because I already have 10 stacks on the Dark Seal. So, and we also really fit right now, so we can easily get this fully stacked right. So it's very good to buy if you're snowballing the game, but if you don't, then just skip it.
So many enemies, so many knives.
Of course, when you want to push waves, then try to hit as many minions as possible with IQ, guys. Then just look to roam if you can kill the opponent. I like to roam all the time, especially when I play assassins, because usually people don't respect your roams. So you can pick up a lot of easy kills. I have my ultimate up. I had to ignite this guy because he's so mobile, so you just have to respect his escape potential. Gonna give that away to Tristana here, so we split up the kills a bit, so I'm not sitting on everything, so it's going to make her laning easy as well. You can also look for the dive here. So I had to be the one tanking, hopefully Tristana knows that, because I have my E so I can get out. I have no clue how she survives that, even with heal. But it did work out in the end, so that's great. But this is what you want to be doing on Akali. You want to play really aggressive in the early game. After the first few levels you start playing aggressive and you want to take over the game in the early mid game. Because if you get to this stage right here, then you're just gonna one-shot everyone. Gonna build towards the Lich Bane right now because that is another bursting item that works great with our passive. When we use an ability, then the next auto attack will become empowered, so it's very great with our own passive. So we get even more consistent DPS. And of course it also helps if you want to split push. Now Akali is not a split pushing champion. She can be great in the side lane when you fight 1 versus 1, but her tower taking potential is not the best. But Lich Bane does help with that. You can see how I'm waiting patiently in my W, guys. I baited out the exhaust and made sure that Twitch ultimate was wasted, so this is how you really want to play her. Bait out abilities and such and really be patient. This is also why she is such a high skill cap champion. Because you really need extremely good mechanics to make this champion work. Yeah, we have 3 dragons right now and we also got the mid lane towers. I can go ahead and base here and then I'm just gonna wait for the Lich Bane. Once I have that, that's another massive power spike. I'll not need the ultimate for anyone anymore. Simple basic combo is going to one-shot them. Yeah, during the mid-game stage, if you're playing with Ignite, then you want to make sure that you stay close to your allies because they always get caught, like they did right here with Thresh. So if you stay nearby, then you can always move right, but you also want to make sure that you get the farm in the side lane. You just don't FK like a split pusher, you just get the farm and then you go back to your teammates. Yeah, that's nice. We got a fully stacked meta Soul Stealer. It's really fun to play Akali when you're so fed. Even if you aren't fed and you just have like a few kills, you can still one-shot squishy champions at this stage of the game, because that is what Akali does. We don't really have anything to take here. Kill needs to push the top lane. We can take the jungle camps. Just deny everything. It's a lot easier to take because we have the Lich Bane. Otherwise this would just take ages because we don't get the passive from it. Mid lane, they need to back off here because I want to go bot and pick up the farm. And hopefully take the tower as well, so we really focus down the objectives as well and not only go for the kills. Take the tower, and now we can start building defensively because we have such a massive gold bounty on us right now. So if they get a kill, then they'll get 700 gold for free, and that is huge on any champion. Even a tanky champion like Mordekaiser is getting one shot because I'm so fed right now. I can go ahead and take the tower. I'm just gonna wait here in the brush and try. If they try to engage on Thresh, then I can go in. But if they see me, then they will never engage. So that's why I like to hide around the brushes and such when my teammates are pushing up, so we can potentially bait them and get free kills that way. You can go for Brand here as well. He's quite overextended. That W to get that bonus movement speed, guys. But remember that it has a pretty big cooldown, so if you waste that in fights, then you pretty much have to sit out the entire fight until your W is back up again, because that is your only real defensive ability that will keep you safe, because people won't be able to target you. Whenever you engage in a fight, then you always get focused down, right? So that W is really crucial in fights. So you can maneuver around without getting one shot. So even though we are fed and we could go for the Ravenous Death Cap, we're gonna play it the safe way right now. We have enough damage, we just need defensive. Sunny Hourglass, also another core item. Because when you play Akali, you go for the squishy champions and they are usually in the backline. So you want to be diving them, and once you got the kill, then you also need something to defend yourself with, because you used everything for the kills, right? And that's where Sonya's Hourglass comes in. You just push it down the bot lane, and then the dragon will spawn soon, so we get the soul. Then the game is pretty much closed out. This is something I really like to do when the objectives spawn, is that I walk far up into a brush and make sure it isn't warded, and then I just camp there. A lot of the times the support will come to ward or the AD carry, and then you just pick up the kills. I almost ended up dying right here. But as you can see, that second part of E, a lot of your damage is in that ability right now, so you really want to make sure that you hit that as well. Especially if you are in an even fight where you both can burst each other down, then it's very crucial that you hit that E. Nice, now we got the Sunny Hourglass, guys, so now we are completely safe, so now we can go for dives. We don't have to worry about the Sid ultimate or anything else. If they use everything onto us, then we can just pop the Sunny Hourglass and then we will still be safe. Meanwhile, our teammates will be able to DPS them. Should definitely go for the Baron right now. Enemy jungle is down. We can also go for the kills top side. We have our ultimate up soon, guys. That's a huge minion wave though, so it's very hard to tag somebody with that E. That's why I like to do the first part of your ultimate into the E. That's like a guaranteed way, as I said early on. And this should translate into a free Baron, but the game is pretty much closed out right now. This is how hard Akali is able to snowball. She is one of the hardest snowballing champions in the game, and at the same time she is also one of the hardest champion to stop when she's ahead. Because she has so much mobility and she has the W as well, so you can't really target her until she appears right. So while you're waiting for Akali to appear in that W shroud, then her other teammates will be damaging you at the same time. So she has a lot of presence in fights if she's ahead. But if she isn't, then she's not the best champion because she is an assassin. Very reliant on snowballing, that's why you want to pick assassins. You want to look for those early kills and then you want to snowball the game. Fall behind on Akali, then it's going to be very hard to come back into the game. Because a lot of champions will outskill her. She's actually a decent late game right now, but she still gets outskilled by a lot of traditional champions in the mid lane, like mages and such. They do a lot better in team fights than Akali. She's stronger than them in the early mid game, so that's where you want to be looking to snowball and end the game. Oh, he's tanking a lot of tower shots. I have my ultimate up, that's why I'm waiting for somebody to pop out so I can look for a kill, and I'm not afraid of diving anymore because I have the Sonya's Hourglass also. That's just one Q. That Yumi is so squishy. Be able to end the game here. Thresh needs to watch out. Oh, he had to flash as well. Oh, seems like Brand's ultimate doesn't care about invisibility, so it's still gonna target you. That's good to know. But guys, this was the Akali guide, so of course I hope this was helpful and hopefully you learned something. As usual, thank you so much for watching and see you guys in the next video.